Ladies, if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, please let your man know and stop keeping it to yourself.
No, because God really put a lot on women, and I really feel sorry for y'all and everything y'all got to go through. Because everything that y'all go through that affects the way you think and your emotions is not fucking normal.
If you have a woman or wife that is going through perimenopause and menopause, it's going to take 10 times the effort to love your woman while she is going through this life change to help her.
Whether you're a husband, a son, a partner, a brother, or you just care about the women in your life, this video is for you. I've been doing a series on perimenopause, and this time I want to direct this video to the men. So maybe you'll get a different perspective of the women in your life and what they're going through on a daily basis, because it can change on a daily basis. Hormones fluctuate up and down, especially as you go through perimenopause. So I'm going to start with the women's perspective, the women's point of view as far as offering advice to you all. Of course, there's going to be some laughter in there because, you know, I love some good laughs. Now, even though I'm talking directly to the men, ladies, feel free to watch, feel free to comment, because, you know, I love when you comment. And men, feel free to comment as well. So fellas, don't ignore the comment section. Listen to the advice from the women as well as the men. If you share the same perspective, please go ahead and put it in the comments. It will be greatly appreciated. Take a look at these videos.
Menopause is hell.
It is.
Jimmy.
Is it really?
Menopause is a dark hole. Okay, that's what menopause is. And that's where I'm at right now.
Oh.
So I either will love my husband today or kill him today.
Oh, no.
Now, a lot of men have no idea what us women go through, so I'm going to explain that to you. The first thing that a man may notice is mood swings or irritability. This can lead to a ton of arguments and misunderstandings. The husband usually feels like he's walking on eggshells, especially when they don't understand the causes of these changes. The next most common thing is sexual relationship changes. The woman may have decreased libido or super low sexual desire due to hormonal changes. There may be a ton of vaginal dryness and discomfort during intimacy. This is usually when the husband starts to feel automatically rejected, arguments start, and some people may even file for divorce. You ever heard the saying, happy wife, happy life? You're going to want to just agree with everything that she's saying. Don't disagree on anything. This is also the time where you're really going to have to change up your routine if you're comfortable with kind of whining and dining her. You have to make her feel comfortable in her skin, because during this time, we really start to feel uncomfortable. We start to feel bad about our weight. We start getting this little thing right here. We start getting these wrinkles. And what we're looking for is validity from you. So compliment, compliment, compliment.
About to leave my husband, but then I love that man so much I don't know what I would do without him. Now, I had brain fog before, per my husband. You had that for a minute now. I need to go apologize to my husband, because I said that when I was going through an episode.
For these men that are in relationships and marriages with women that are going through perimenopause and menopause, you need to understand that we are not bouncing back from stress the way we used to. We are not handling stress well. We get agitated very easily. Some of our cortisol levels are through the roof, and we are not in a space to be kind and gentle and trying to break it down. No. Everything irritates us. We irritate our own self. We look at our own self and be disgusted at our own self. Okay? We are having hot flashes. We are having mood swings. We are trying to really learn this new body that we have. So for these husbands and these partners, you need to understand that if your woman is going through perimenopause or menopause, you have to be more loving. You have to be more patient. You have to show up more for her, because these are the women that have been there for everybody in the family, the children, the husband, the dog, everybody. Now it is a time where she's going to need you now more than ever. So you might have to get your old grown ass up and make your own dinner. She may be tired. I The hormones are all over the place. We have hormone imbalances and all kind of shit going on with us. Okay? Don't nobody want to get up and cook you nothing to eat, but you go and do it yourself. You might have to do your own laundry. You might have to just do for yourself. And I know for some of y'all men, you ain't did that shit at all, let alone in a long time. Okay? This is a time when acts of service need to kick in. Even if that's not your love language, you need to try to figure it the fuck out. She needs to be loved on more. She needs the people around her to be gentle. Because like I said, she's not bouncing back from stress. Our hearts beating out our chest. We paranoid. Our own shadow scaring us. We don't understand why. We always thinking about the worst case scenario. We can't get our minds to shut off. It's a lot that we're going through. So be nice.
Be nice to us. Be nice. It's a lot going on, and it's something that you can't see. So you're trying to like figure it out. Like, why is she acting like this? But try to have some compassion, especially if you are with a woman that's in her like late 30s, into her 40s, 50s, even 60s. These are changes that just continue to progress over time. So feel free to take a look at the video, maybe 2 videos before this one. I'll post it right here. Take a look at this video. It goes over the symptoms and some remedies that you may be able to suggest to the women that you love in your life. But it allows you to figure out what are some of those symptoms, some things to look out for that the women in your life might go through. Now, let's look at the videos going forward will be from a male perspective, a male point of view. It'll also offer some advice to you as well. So take a look at these videos.
No, because God really put a lot on women, and I really feel sorry for y'all and everything y'all got to go through. Because everything that y'all go through that affects the way you think and your emotions is not fucking normal. First, you go through puberty, so that sweet little girl that we once knew is gone forever. Then you get this thing called a period, and while you're on your period, you turn it into another person. Then you start PMSing. You start turning into another person before you get your period. And then you get pregnant and turn into that emotional motherfucker. Then you go through postpartum, and then you turn into that demon of a. Then you think it's all said and done and you get a little older, then boom, menopause. Remember when my mama was going through menopause, she was saying all kinds of shit that didn't make sense to me. Everybody stop talking, I'm having a hot flash. First of all, it's 50 degrees. Second of all, what the fuck does us talking have to do with this shit? I'm sorry, I just need to be by myself right now. I'm having a mood swing. Mood swing? What do that mean? And how do your mood swing? How does that happen? Swing that bitch back the other way so we can be happy in this motherfucker. But when you really break down what y'all going through, while y'all going through y'all menstrual cycle, it's really bizarre. It's crazy. Because while you're on your period, your body is just preparing itself to make a baby. And when you're not on your period, your body is just preparing itself to receive and carry one. Like, when do you get a break? And then come to find out, those dire ass painful cramps that you have in the beginning of the pregnancy is just your organs moving out of the way and making room to carry a fucking baby. Your organs and your insides are moving out the way to get ready to. That's what you're get the fuck out of here. So you could just be sitting at home chilling, watching TV, and out of nowhere your kidney just be like, oh, excuse me, get over here real quick. And all of this affects your brain, the way you think, what you're interested in, your emotion and everything from puberty to PMSing to period to menstruation to menopause. I mean, to all of that affects who you are. So when are you really you? When can we trust you for real? Because that's a lot. We just got to deal with 12 different, like, that is what? I know y'all be arguing and shit, talking about men could never, a man could never. You damn right. You absolutely right. You can have that. You get no argument there. I feel sorry for y'all. If reincarnation is real, I want to come back as a motherfucking lizard. I want to come back, bring me back as a tree. A fucking coconut or something. Because ain't no way. Hell no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry y'all got to go through that shit. Damn.
It's a lot that we go through. And it's the thing is, it's not something that you can see. So it's kind of hard to like grasp for men or for even for women. Like, why am I going through these changes? And then somebody from the outside looking at you like you're not the same person that I once knew. but you really are trying to stay that same person as you're going through these hormonal fluctuations, because the ups and downs are there. And like he mentioned, mood swings. His mom had mood swings. He went through it as a child and was trying to figure it out. But now he gets it and says, I would never want to be put in your shoes. So this next video is from a gentleman who's giving advice to ladies, but it's also good to listen to for the men. So stick around. Don't leave. All right, watch this.
Ladies, if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, please let your man know and stop keeping it to yourself. First of all, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You're going through a lot, you're suffering in silence, and everybody around you thinks you're going crazy, and they don't know why. When my wife was going through perimenopause, she was keeping it to herself. All I knew was that all of a sudden she was angry all the time. And she was constantly being mean to me. I had no clue of what was going on. She's bringing up stuff from the past. She's bringing up stuff from the future. Everything I said made her cry. She was constantly pulling away from me. Everything I said irritated her. Everything I did irritated her. And I took it really personally. And I even started to wonder if she still loved me. Then one day she finally told me what was going on. Once I understood that she was going through perimenopause, I felt like, okay, that explains it all. First of all, she felt better because she didn't have to keep it to herself anymore, and she could actually talk about it. And I felt better because I realized that she still loved me, and that it wasn't about me. After that, whenever she flipped on me, I wouldn't take it personally, because I had empathy for her, because I understood now what was going on. Then, together, we started doing research on it, and we found ways to deal with it, and ways that I could support her, be there for her, and help her to get through it. So ladies, if you're going through perimenopause, please let your man know, and let your family know too.
So make sure you are in communication with your loved ones. Like he said, communicate with your husband. Don't just leave him out there trying to figure it out for himself, because you want to be able to build that relationship together and learn each other and figure out what's going on in this current phase of our marriage, what's going on in this current phase of our relationship, and just keep them informed. I like that he said that they did research together to figure out what to do next, how to deal with it, what to expect. So just make sure you keep the lines of communication open. Now, this next video, the gentleman offers some good sound advice. So take a listen to this one.
Men, come on in the room. We need to have a conversation. Yes, we do. Because what I'm about to say just might help save your relationship or marriage. But let me say this up front. Listen to understand. Don't listen to react. Us men, we can be lazy. Yes, we can. But if you have a woman or wife that is going through perimenopause and menopause, it's going to take 10 times the effort to love your woman while she is going through this life change to help her. It's going to take you to not be lazy and step up in areas where she cannot. Why? Because her mind is all over the place. Her emotions are all over the place, just like the weather in South Carolina. You can have 4 seasons in one day, but in your woman, you can have 40 personalities in one day. 1 minute she's happy, 1 minute she's crying, the next minute she's about to rip your head off. And most of the time you didn't even do nothing, but realize it's not her. It's her going through these changes. Her bodies and emotions are all over the place. She don't know whether she's coming or going. And it's going to take you to do research so that you can learn the symptoms, so that you can understand, overstand, and understand perimenopause and menopause, so that you would know when your woman is going through these changes throughout the day that you won't lose your mind, your damn self. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when your woman or wife is going through perimenopause and menopause and you do not understand what she's going through and she snaps on you out the blue, the worst thing you can do is snap back. I'm going to tell you right now, you will lose. And eventually, if you don't do the research to understand what she's going through with perimenopause and menopause, it can lead to a breakup or a divorce. That's why I say, men, it's going to take you to be 10 times more loving, more caring, and cautious. And this is a bonus. If you do the research and learn the symptoms for perimenopause and menopause, and you show your woman that you are understanding when she is going through these moods throughout the day, because her mood throughout the day will turn into moods. Like 24 hours in a day, you might get 24 moods in a day. But if you understand and overstand those symptoms, and you know when to hold her, because sometimes that's all she needs, is just for you to hold her. You don't really have to say anything, because as men, we can't fix this problem. And men, by nature, we are fixers. We want the problem, we assess the problem, we fix the problem. But with perimenopause and menopause, there's nothing we can do. All you can do is support your woman. Another bonus. Also, if you show your woman by your actions that you understand, and understand what she is going through as a woman, as her body is changing, it will make your relationship stronger than it's ever been. But it will take you to love her unconditionally. And just as a caveat, these symptoms can go on for 10, 15, 20 years. Yes, every woman is different. So fellas, you got the blueprint. Get off your lazy ass, do this research, and help your marriage or your relationship become stronger.
Like he said, do your research. Now go ahead and look at some of my previous videos regarding perimenopause. I'm going to put them here. These are the pictures. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check them out. The second one, of course, has more of the symptoms talk. It's a little bit longer, but there's chapters in it. So you can skip around timestamps and see what it is that you really want to learn within that video. So feel free to take a look at that. I would appreciate it. Share it with your other guy friends and let them know what the changes and the phases are in women's lives, especially for your partners. And yeah, take a look at this next video. This next video is an interview from the Diary of a CEO. His YouTube page is very informative. I really like his page, but this one in particular is where he's talking to Dr. Mindy Peltz about what men need to know about menopause. So take a look at this one.
What do we need to know as men, but also as women, about menopause, perimenopause, and all those things?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for asking. I think that we're the most misunderstood age group of women. And the 45 to 55-year-old in that decade is the most common time for women to commit suicide.
Really?
Yeah. This is why my next book I'm writing right now is on the mental health of menopausal women, because we're struggling. And so the first thing you have to know is that after 40, our sex hormones start to decline. So estrogen goes up and down. So one day you're going to experience, if you live with a 43-year-old woman, you're going to experience she's great. Next day you're going to be like, who are you? That's because her estrogen is on a roller coaster ride. So that's the first thing to know. Second thing is that progesterone is plummeting after 40. They actually say now at 35, progesterone is starting to go down. So as progesterone goes down, we are less stress resilient. So little things are going to irritate us like they've never irritated us before. And you might be the recipient of that. So if you find we're very triggerable, it's because we're losing progesterone. So we just need to have more breaks. We need more nurturing, like I explained in the menstrual cycle. We need to have more love brought our way because we just can't handle stress the same way. And then as ultimately estrogen finally goes into a place where she's non-existent once a woman doesn't have her cycle, we can't hold on to information the same way we used to be able to. We forget things. And it's really frustrating to us. And so when people around us, like I went through this with my team, when I was trying to get my menopausal hormones in check, they would say, well, you already told us that. Yes, you reminded us of that. And I started finding I was repeating myself. And then I realized, oh, I'm at a new level of low of estrogen. And then I worked, working with some bioidenticals, working with some lifestyle to bring my estrogen up. But from 40 till about 55, that is about a 10 to 15 year period where the woman's brain has to recalibrate to these loss of hormones. And so our moods are all over the place during that time. It literally is an extreme sport. It's brutal.
What about after 45? So you said 40 to 45.
Yeah. So once we actually go a whole year without a period, we actually do better. So the brain is used to the less hormones. So when we get on the other side postmenopausal, we actually are great. Women that once they go to that side of the hormonal process tend to actually be, we have so much wisdom, I'd like to think. We actually tend to be the opposite of everything I just said. We tend to be more stress. We can handle stress better. We tend to be more gregarious. Our libido goes back up. As our brain starts to recalibrate, we become a better version of ourselves.
And that's that first phase, that 40 to 45 phase. What's that phase called? Is that
That's perimenopause.
Perimenopause.
Yeah.
And then menopause is beyond 45.
Yeah, the average age for menopause right now is about 52, although a lot of women are going in around 45, sometimes earlier.
Okay.
But I think that if there was one thing I could help the world understand, is that we're trying to understand ourselves during that time. So be patient with us, because we may react much different than you've ever seen us react before. So we have to get to know ourselves from a new lens. That's the gift that menopause actually gives us. And if you allow us to do that, when we make it through to the postmenopausal years, you're going to have a beautiful, wise, wonderful woman on the other side of that. It's just that transition into perimenopause is really a treacherous one.
So like the doctor said, we're going through many changes, and this could be many years before we get over to that other side of menopause and become that great, wonderful woman that you love. But as you work through and nurture us and just love on us, support us, and just stand by us throughout this time, we would so appreciate it. So remember, look at the previous video where I talk about the symptoms. I got to end it with something a little funny.
And the men be up there looking like, well, what's wrong with her? Think about it.
So when you have that question in mind and you think, something is wrong with her. Something is wrong with my lady. Something is wrong with my mother. Think about it. She's probably going through some hormonal fluctuations, i.e. perimenopause or menopause. So I just wanted to make this video directed towards the men, because my other two are directed towards women, but men, feel free to go back and take a look at that. I would appreciate it. It talks about symptoms. It talks about changes that women go through. A lot of times women go through a lot of hormonal changes and we get brushed off as, oh, we're acting crazy. Something must be wrong with us. But a lot of things go on in our bodies that we have to learn how to regulate as we get older. So just take a look at the past two videos. I'll put them here and here. Here and here? Yeah. And they'll be in the description. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to share it with others that you love. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much for being here. Subscribe if you like, but I will like it. So just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.